All right. Can we move on to the movies?
Yeah, let's escape to the movies. Happy Valentine's Day.
Perfect.
Okay, let's talk about Alita Battle Angel, if we can. Now, this movie has been in development, and it's based on one of those Japanese comic series that was wildly popular. James Cameron was originally going to direct this. He ended up producing it, but he's a big part of this, so highly anticipated. But they kept delaying the release of this Alita Battle Angel. This is the story. We've heard this story before. It's the 26th century, and a cyber physician finds a disembodied head on a trash heap and then attaches it to a cyborg body, and off we go. I mean, it's a tale as old as time itself, right? That's the story of Alita Battle Angel. And I would say this movie, I think, cost about $200 million to make, and
Cameron loves that.
I now have only 9 places left on my worst movies of 2019 list because Alita Battle Angel has a special place, and I was really looking forward to it. But first of all, it's really creepy because the protagonist is this adolescent girl, and they give her them big wide anime eyes, so she's sort of animated, sort of real, and then she's on top of this cyborg body, and Christoph Waltz plays her father figure, who is one of the creepier cyber physician father figures you're ever going to have. You might remember him from Inglourious Bastards.
He plays creepy good.
So actually we have a scene here where he's talking to, because now he's decided that the head that he found on the trash heap that he attached to a body that used to belong to his dead daughter, he's decided that she's kind of a daughter to him.
This body, it has the power I need. I feel a connection to it. I can't explain. This could be who I am.
You've been given a chance to start over with a clean slate. How many of us get that?
Why did an enemy warship respond to me? Because I knew that. I've been on others like it, haven't I? Haven't I?
Oh, whatever you were, it's not who you are now.
I'm a warrior, aren't I?
This sounds like day one of Inside the Actor Studio.
Oh my gosh.
It's like, it's a guy, and now we're going to have a scene. These are 2 young kids from New York who just joined the troupe. And Christoph Waltz is a great actor.
Well, that's the thing. He, Oscar winner, also Academy Award winner Jennifer Connelly, also Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali, who now is in every single movie. That's the new rule, which is the good rule. All wasted in this. It's really convoluted. The special effects, it looks like a cool video game. It's in 3D. It just goes nowhere. And on top of everything else, they leave it open to the sequel, which feels more like a threat than a promise by the time you get to the end of this film. Really headache-inducing. Really derivative. I mean, it's a little bit of this, a little bit of Rollerball, a little bit of Total Recall, a little bit of Ready Player One, and it looks like a big video game, but the problem is you're not at the controls. You're watching someone else play a video game, which is one of the most tedious things to do in the world. 1.5 stars for Alita Battle Angel.
You gave her 1.5 stars, though.
You just sold that to me. What? I'm going. Jen's going?
I'm not giving you your money back at the end, Jen. I'm telling you.
Why does it get the 1.5 stars?
Well, we usually go to 1 star for when they're morally objectionable or just incompetently made. I mean, this is not. I mean, this is well made, and it does have a great cast, and there's some cool special effects.
All right, so you're gonna get the half just because it's. Don't go in there expecting to understand what happened at the end.
If you have the right edibles and you're in the right mood, that's where we give you the 1.5. Or someone might walk, that was pretty cool, man. It's also it's really strange what they do with this young female protagonist. The cyborg body, there's 2 different cyborg bodies, and at one point it becomes sexualized, and there's no reason for that other than they're appealing to a certain demographic. Yeah, it's Manola Dargis, who's a great female critic for the New York Times, pointed this out. She's like, why would a cyborg body need breasts? There's no reason for it. It's metal and fabric and wires, but they do that because it's appealing to a certain demographic, I guess.
So watch out for the people who go to this.
Creepy.
Okay, don't move, Richard. Stay there.
Oh, geez.
We're going to find out about...
I worry when I hear don't move. Is Monica busy later?
Happy Death Day to you.
Yes, for Valentine's Day. Happy Death Day to you.
And Hunter.
Yes.
Now, I thought there was already a movie called Hunter.
Yes, there was. This is a different one.
Okay. Very interesting. We'll find out about that. But first, Kim, what's coming up?
Even though it's Valentine's Day, it's all about the Benjamins.
Get Real in the Morning with Larry Potash, Robin Baumgarten, Paul Conrad, and the entire WGN Morning News team. It's all weekdays, 4 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WGN.
Okay. Mr. Richard Roeper is here. He did not like Alita, Battle Angel.
Not at all,
I predict, I think the critics will be mixed on this, but I do predict it's going to be a bomb at the box office. It's never going to make that $200 million back.
Now, there are some critics who like it.
I'm guessing. I don't know. I haven't looked at the other. I try to stay away from the Rotten Tomatoes until after my review's out there. Then I love seeing what some of the other folks have to say.
Just an outstanding cast, though. It's such a shame that you'd waste it.
Yeah. Outstanding cast indeed.
Too bad.
Yeah.
Mahershala Ali cannot do anything wrong.
I know, and Jennifer Connelly's in that category for me.
They're
too.
really lost in this. The two of them, especially, their two characters are ridiculous. It's like they're in some sort of weird mob movie.
Just when you think Mahershala Ali,
yes,
couldn't make something better that was already great. True Detective,
right?
True Detective is one of the great, I think, less heralded than it should be shows on television,
Absolutely.
right? And it changes casts and positions and all that. It's just it's a detective procedural, right? But but it's always different and unrelated every season,
right?
Mahershala Ali is the True Detective in this after great seasons of other great actors playing them, and you're thinking, are you really going to get season one was one of the great procedurals of all times? You're like, are you ever
McConaughey and Woody Harrelson,
right?
Yeah.
Can you act with McConaughey not just driving a car and looking weird? It was like, he was great. It shows you why he's such a great actor. And Mahershala Ali is like, he's transcendent.
Playing a character at 3 different points in his life, too. Like at the age of 30, like in his 40s, and then 70s.
So,
and with different things. It's beautifully filmed, too.
So if he could just have himself digitally excised from this film, that would be a good move,
I think he would like to. Probably a nice paycheck for all those involved, so good for them.
Yeah.
Happy Death Day to you.
Happy Death Day to you. Perfect viewing for Valentine's Day weekend. So this is the sequel to Happy Death Day, which was one of those little horror films that made a lot of money, relatively speaking, made like $50 or $60 million on a budget of nothing because it doesn't have any recognizable stars. I'll tell you why I like this franchise. And I'm giving this one 3 stars, and I like the first one too. It's set in a college campus, and here's how you can, if you want to know what's happening in Happy Death Day to you, it's as simple as this. Imagine if the Scream franchise bumped into Groundhog Day.
Oh.
That's what the movie
I'm
is.
sold.
She keeps waking up. Our heroine, our protagonist, her nickname is Tree in the movie. She wakes up in the morning. It's the same morning. She has to relive things, and then she gets murdered at the end of the day and wakes up again. So and the great thing is the filmmakers realize that that's what they're doing. So there's a lot of winking commentary. Yes, we know this is Scream meets Groundhog Day. There's a lot of references to other movies by the characters. So it's actually really funny and sharp and pretty sick, which is, what it's supposed to be. And
where do people find this?
This is in theaters. Happy Death Day to you, playing around the country.
Isn't there an Amy Poehler show that is going to be on?
There's a Russian Doll is a Netflix series, which is indeed produced by Amy Poehler with Natasha Lyonne, who also relives her death every single night on her birthday. Which is great, by the way. I've seen that entire series, and it's amazing. So now there's a whole genre of people repeating things. But Happy Death Day, I will say, was before Russian Doll, because this is a sequel, believe it or not.
So, and you like it?
I do like the Happy Death Day to You movies. They're very sick and funny and twisted, and they're really made for the millennial audience that's really movie geeks, because almost every scene, they'll even talk at some points like, this is so Doc Brown and Marty McFly. They'll reference other movies. So for what it wants to be, it's very successful at it. It will make, it will not make as much money as Alita Battle Angel, but in terms of, ratio to investment to profit, you'd much rather have your stock in Happy Death Day to You.
Okay. A movie made here in Chicago called Hunter. This would be 40 years after another movie was made here called Hunter.
The Steve McQueen with the famous leap off the Marina City Towers, right? The car. So yeah, very quickly, Hunter is available on demand. It's got nothing to do with that. It was filmed here in Chicago. What I like about this is the filmmakers working on a small budget. There are a lot of scenes like on Lower Wacker, on the west side. You can feel the grit and the soot and the dirty snow of Chicago. It's got a real Chicago feel. It's basically about a guy who's got some PTSD, and it puts the theory out there that maybe some of the unsolved murders in Chicago are at the hands of, shall we say, supernatural beings. Maybe that's why some of these murders have never been solved.
I'm going to
Maybe
call Eddie Johnson right
Yeah.
now. Let him know that.
maybe the killers have more teeth than you would see in the average human. Maybe, but maybe it's just all his delusion, and he's the killer. You'll have to watch the movie to find out.
Is it good?
It's good. It's 3 stars. Really bloody and violent. So, if you're looking for a Valentine's Day 2 for you, you can do Hunter and chill, or Happy Death Day to you and chill, and have a good time with those two.
Sounds perfect.
And it's available like
Hunter's video on demand right now. Happy Death Day to you in theaters as we speak, along with Alita. Terrible movie.
Colon.
Yeah.
Alita,
colon. Don't see it. There you have it.
All right.